All right, all right. All right, let's start this off with a little music, shall we? I think we're good. Ready? Actually, am I streaming on Twitch? Let's check. I gotta look that up. Yes, I am currently live on Twitch. All right, let's see how we're going to do here. I don't want it to lag out, and I don't know how well. I got a lot of windows open right now, so I don't know how well this is going to work. So, what we're going to do is we switch from the headphones, as you can see, and we're going to try to do a little song here. Let's see. Tom MacDonald was one of the great performers that I recently listened to. And we're going to play. There's a song here. I think is it Castles?
I see you with the liquor store, leaving with the cheapest kind of beer on the shelf. You ain't living on the street, but you barely making rent. Not relate because I'm struggling myself. I see you smile at the clerk while you fumble through your purse. I just wish I had a little more to help. I imagine where you're living, how you feeling, what you loving, who you'll be if you can make it out your hell. I see you at the bus stop, looking at the sidewalk, smoking half a cigarette, waiting for a ride. Kinda limp when you walk and look away. When you talk, you're ashamed, I can see it in your eyes. Probably got a NASCAR shirt and a car that you love, but you're here cause you're too afraid to drive. It's been almost 10 years since the day that you crashed. Can't forget about the little boy's life. Everybody's got a story. If you look a little closer, you can see it in the wrinkles in their face. They can hide it in the silence, they can bury it and fight it, but it comes out when the hair is turning gray. You can feel it if you touch them, you can tell that they are troubled. You can hear the story running through their veins. We all travel different roads and we put on different clothes. Underneath it all, we're really all the same. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. I see you sitting on the front porch playing with a radio, looking to the sky. Probably living in that house all alone these days, trying to find a better way to pass time. Got a wheelchair ramp leading up to the door, I can see that you walk just fine. Probably hate it cause it isn't getting used anymore, and you only ever built it for your wife. Everywhere that I walk, see you on the sidewalk, begging for a little loose change for some dough. Probably got a mama and a papa spending everything they make, trying to clean you up enough to take you home. Used to have a good job, used to get good grades, used to have big dreams, and he lost hope. When your girlfriend died, giving birth to your son, you're the father that'll probably never know. Everybody has a tale that they're too afraid to tell. You can see it in the cracks in their hands. They can cover it with smiles if you walk a couple miles in their shoes, and you'll know where they stand. Everyone who really lived had to climb out of a ditch they were in before they found the right path. If you want to know the truth about what we've been going through, then try to put your phone away so you can ask. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins with the rocks they have thrown, or we could build our castles with the sticks and the stones. We are the neighbors that you'll never meet. We are the strangers walking down your street. We are a million faces in the crowd. We are the ones the system's tearing down. We are the people working to survive. We are more than just our 9 to 5s. We are
Probably should have muted the
the
mic.
shopping malls and streetcars. We are one. It's time to tell them just who we are. We've all got problems and we all feel alone. We've all been haunted by the secrets we hold. We could fill our coffins the sticks and the stones.
So I picked that song. It kind of goes along with procrastination in some ways. It's where how procrastination, in my opinion, this is not clinical opinion, this is just my personal experience and personal opinion, is the idea that um, you let your depression, you let your anxieties, you let the problems of your life control who you are through your own emotional reactions. And a lot of these things I'm gonna be talking about with in for reference to procrastination, for pretty much anything else, is like my own personal life experiences. I kind of needed something to give it some life, some structure. Now, hold on one second. There's a beeping going on in the background. That means my chicken is ready. I started this stream a little too early, so give me 1 second, please. And yeah, we'll come back. I'll be right back. All right, so as you see, I have, problems, relative issues. I am cooking chicken right now, and the chicken is right at the right temperature, so it'll be taken out soon. I'm just letting it cool down, and it's a little heated experience. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, we're going to do a quick review with Good Bad Flicks again. I recommend this channel. This is one of his early reviews that he kind of did in for the movie Night of the Comet. Now, the Night of the Comet is a great film, by the way. Again, one of those horror films like from the 80s. It really looks at it when you look at the actors. You're like, hey, I know that person from somewhere, type situation. And it's overall one of the better films I recommend watching from the 80s time period. Night of the Comet is definitely one of those. So here we go. This is going to be Night of the Comet review by Good Bad Flicks.
Night of the Comet's a 1984 sci-fi horror comedy from director Tom Eberhardt. The movie opens with movie trailer voiceover guy explaining the comet's trajectory.
Since before recorded time, it had swung through the universe in an elliptical orbit so large that its very existence remained a secret.
A few days before Christmas, and the tail of the comet is going to pass by the Earth. A group of scientists hide in an underground bunker since the last time the comet passed, all the dinosaurs went extinct. However, since most of the world is filled with idiots, the rest went outside and had comet parties. This is like all the dumbbells in Independence Day who greeted the aliens with welcome signs and they greeted us with hot death. At the El Rey movie theater, Mel, the movie theater manager, is trying way too hard to sell these stupid comet headsets.
I'm showing you the top of the line. This is the best we have. This is $950. Now, wait.
Bloody hell, I'll give you the $950. Can I just have some popcorn? The beautiful employee Reggie is playing Tempest. She notices that someone named DMK has taken up a spot on her leaderboard.
This is really annoying.
She goes to the projection booth to see Larry, who's trying to sell a bootleg of a movie.
Think I'm gonna miss this comet thing for a lousy $100?
Okay, so a quick pause here. I've met the couple of the actors that were in this movie before. The woman that just walked out, Catherine Masters, I think her name is. And the other one is Kelly Maroney, the two sisters. I met them at a convention called CryptoCon Seattle. Recommend it. But they themselves are very nice individuals, rarely enjoyable and fun to talk with and everything.
Okay, 110's a little better, yeah.
Whoa, tough negotiator, $10 whole. He bribes Reggie to spend the night with him in the projection booth instead of going out to see the comet.
So what do you say? I'll give you $15?
Are you kidding? We spend the night in here, we end up making it, and you give me 15 bucks?
15 bucks? What a bargain. Reggie calls her sister Sam to tell her she's going to be staying out all night and to pass it along to her stepmother. Sam gets into an argument with her stepmother, who gives her a wicked right hook.
You were born with an asshole, Doris. You don't need Chuck.
I think after this movie, Kelly Maroney there, this is Kelly Maroney. Kelly Maroney is on the left side. She's the daughter. This is stepmom, of course. This is the daughter. She, I think after this film, started in a film called Chopping Mall. He may talk about it here in the review.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Larry's trying to have sex with Reggie, and she confuses his penis by talking about Superman.
Superman can see through steel.
No, it's one thing he cannot see through.
That's lead, you nerd.
Do you have any idea how difficult it is to maintain an erection while discussing superhero attributes? They come to the agreement that the projection booth is made out of steel, and since Superman can see through steel, he could very well be outside watching them do it. The comet passes by in a spectacular fashion, which causes everyone outside to start making goofy faces. The next morning, the sky has a weird red tint to it, and all the streets are empty. Well, except for this guy. I know it's juvenile, but it looks like this duck cuts a gasser. The streets are littered with clothes covered in red dust. Reggie wakes up the next morning in the booth. She gets startled, which makes her shirt magically appear.
God damn it!
What? What?
Larry goes outside and gets mauled by a zombie. Reggie decides to go fix her high score. Where the hell did these other video games come from?
Okay.
She decides to go outside, but accidentally locks herself out. She's locked out and no one else is around. Well, except for this guy. She goes around the back and runs into the zombie who killed Larry. What is he eating, his liver? Reggie beats up the zombie, and then her stunt double drives away on Larry's motorcycle. Reggie drives all the way home without seeing any other people. Well, except for this guy again. Reggie comes home to find Sam getting ready for cheerleader practice. Sam tells her she spent the night in the shed outside. Reggie goes to take Sam outside, and that wasn't there a minute ago.
Samantha?
So if the comet reduced all flesh to red dust...
Here's Doris. This is all that's left of her, this and dust. Look. Here's Chuck.
How come the hamburgers are still okay? The girls hear a DJ on the radio, so they head to the station. When they get there, they find out that the DJ is actually just a pre-recorded tape. While at the station, they run into Hector.
Wait.
Sounds like a great time.
Why don't you just let my sister go, and maybe you and I can work something out?
It's cool, Hector. She's willing to deal. The going rate is 15 bucks. Hector explains he's a truck driver and spent the night in his cab. Reggie deduces that the people who survived are the ones who spent the night in steel structures. Sam starts playing on the air and gets a call from some people in a research facility. The scientists discuss whether or not to go and get the girls. They then explain what's going on with the people turning into zombies.
Drying of the body fluids.
Oh, get to the point, Oscar.
Transition
We've heard this 1,000 times.
Ultimately...
What about the dust?
Ultimately, there is nothing left but calcium dust.
After...
Yeah, so a quick thing. So this is from Good Bad Flicks. Again, recommend watching them. Because the guy who plays, I think, Reggie, I just know space on the name of son. He was Chakotay in the Star Trek Voyager series. He's a really, really good guy to meet too. If you get a chance to meet him, I recommend it entirely.
After waking up from a nightmare, Sam goes to the bathroom to clean up. Now we're talking. Ah, damn it, it was a double nightmare. Since their father was in the military, Reggie and Sam go to a weapons locker to get some machine guns. So, where are all the shell casings? Hector goes to San Diego to see if his mother is still alive while doing his best Eric Estrada impersonation.
Okay, his name's Hector.
While at the house, he runs into a little kid zombie. Why didn't he just lock the door? The kid chases him around the house, and Jesus, just give him the $2 already. Hector escapes out the window and runs away from his truck for some reason. Back in the science lab, they're slowly succumbing to the comet sickness. Even after the apocalypse, what do girls want to do? Go to the mall.
The stars are open!
What is this, the karaoke version of Girls Just Want to Have Fun? While the girls are having a shopping and dancing montage, they're being watched by Adam Carolla. The mall goons go to capture the girls.
If Bachelorette number 1 isn't out here in half a tick, I'm gonna ice Bachelorette number 2.
They bring the girls to the stock room, and why did the lead guy change clothes? And how come his face is so much more messed up than it was a minute ago? The scientists show up and rescue the girls from the mall goons. They take Reggie back to the lab while Sam and 2 of the others stay behind to wait for Hector. The helicopter flies away and, oh look, some of the zombies have taken up jobs as window cleaners. Since Sam has a rash, the scientists think that she might be infected. White uses a serum on her to knock her out and shoots Oscar. White then takes Sam back to the radio station to wait for Hector. She explains to Hector how the science lab was infected.
We were exposed. Not a lot, just enough. They left the ventilating ducts wide open. The fans going.
Since she's dying, she decides to kill herself.
Okay, so that was the one part of the movie that kind of bugged me, is that they said the ventilation ducts were open, and so as a result of it, they got infected by whatever's killing people in the world. Sam slept in a shed, which had no ventilation whatsoever. And the other one, Reggie slept in the movie theater, which, again, no ventilation. So why aren't they affected? Who knows? And of course, Hector slept in his truck. And again, ventilation. Odd. It's the one things about the movie that kind of threw me off, but it's like, you have to overlook it and enjoy it.
Back at the lab, Reggie is being interrogated.
Have you ever had hepatitis?
Have you ever dated Tommy Lee? The scientist's true nature is revealed. They're draining the survivors of their blood so they can make a serum to save themselves. So this is where the augers came from. Hector and Sam make their way to the facility. They trick one of the guards to get inside. Reggie knocks out one of the scientists and escapes into the lab, but is recaptured. She could beat the crap out of a flesh-eating zombie, but not a couple of scientists?
You'll just giggle, and then you'll feel a little sleepy.
That's right.
And when you wake up, do you know where you'll be?
Where?
With Santa Claus at the North Pole.
In fact, you'll live with Santa Claus for the rest of your life.
Listen, lady, we're not that stupid. Hector shuts the power down and Reggie fights the guard off. She rescues the kids and Sam shows up. They escape topside and Hector rigged the scientist's car to explode. The next day it rains and washes all those decomposed bodies away. Reggie's trying to rebuild civilization.
You may as well face the facts, Samantha. The whole burden of civilization has fallen upon us.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means we do not cross against the light.
She's also acting like an overbearing mother.
There's nobody here! See? We're talking Ghost Town!
Great car.
Thanks, I have 23 of them. You want to go for a ride?
More than you know.
We don't know anything about this guy.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have thrown all your guns away.
What's your name?
Danny Mason Keener.
Danny Mason Keener, okay?
Oh, it's DMK from the arcade. The hell with rebuilding society. Let's play football on the street. The movie was filmed mostly in downtown Los Angeles for about $700,000. Quite a bargain for a film this ambitious. By comparison, it opened shortly after The Terminator, a film that was also considered low budget, but that cost $6.4 million. The working title of the film was Teenage Comet Zombies, and Sam gives it a nod while broadcasting in the radio station.
I'll be taking requests from all you teenage comet zombies.
The fog in the movie was bee smoke, and the red dust was brick dust. The picture of Reggie and Sam's father was actually a picture of director Tom Eberhardt. The Mercedes stopped on the overpass also belonged to the director. The zombie makeup in the film was very impressive, especially when you consider the budget. It was done by the great David Miller, who did the Freddy Krueger makeup in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. The super cute Kelly Maroney played Sam. She originally tried out for the role of Reggie. In a recent interview, Joss Whedon explained that part of the inspiration for the character of Buffy the Vampire Slayer was based on the character of Samantha.
Buffy?
Catherine Mary Stewart played Regina. The chemistry between her and Sam was terrific, and they genuinely felt like sisters. Many of the deserted outdoor shots were filmed early on Christmas Day, and the others were at random intervals when there were no cars or people around. They did their best to angle the cameras so that no other people could be seen, but every now and then a person or a car would sneak into a shot. Since they were on such a tight budget, they couldn't afford reshoots, so they just had to make the best of it. The movie has a lot of ties to other films. Robert Beltran and Mary Warrenov both starred together in Eating Raoul. Kelly Maroney and Mary Warrenov both starred together in The Glorious Chopping Mall. In the theater, there's a poster for Valley Girl, and in the radio station, Sam tosses aside the soundtrack. Michael Bowen, who played Larry, starred in Valley Girl. In the movie Dudes, starring Catherine Mary Stewart, there's a description of a scenario that sounds a lot like Night of the Comet. In 28 Days Later, there's an homage to Night of the Comet. When Jim is walking down the street, he finds an empty Mercedes like Night of the Comet. The poster in the projection room is for a movie called Red Dust. The poster on the door of the theater is for Death Race 2000, starring Mary Warrenov. The director was a big fan of Warrenov, so he let her write all her own dialogue. The mall scenes were shot in the Sherman Oaks Galleria, which was used for many movies, including Valley Girl, Chopping Mall, and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which starred Kelly Maroney. In the movie Hard to Die, Kelly Maroney was billed as D. Mason Keener. For years, Maroney and Eberhardt wanted to make a sequel. They had producers lined up, but the whole thing stalled because they couldn't figure out who owned the rights to the film. When they finally figured out MGM owned it, Maroney approached them with the offer to buy the rights so they could make a sequel. Even though MGM is doing nothing with the property, they still refuse to sell. In the original script, Sam dies, but they changed that before they started shooting. The movie theater is the El Rey Theater at 5515 Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles. It's still open to this day, and it looks pretty much the same on the outside. This movie is terrific. It embodies the charm of the 80s mixed with the inherent fear of the apocalypse. It has the feel of a 50s sci-fi film with more modern sensibilities and humor. The movie's proof that you don't need a massive budget to make effective sci-fi horror. You just need a solid script, a cast with good chemistry, some ingenuity, and you can take a little and turn it into a lot. Having Kelly Maroney in her underpants, that helps too.
We're gonna stop it there because I don't want to get in trouble with any things. So yeah, the Night of the Comet, recommend, a highly good horror film and all that for everything else. I've watched it many times. I've watched it at least once a year when I get a chance, especially around Halloween. And again, recommend Carlos Beltran, awesome guy. Recommend meeting him. And so is Kelly Maroney and Catherine. I always call it Catherine Mary Stewart. They are all great individuals and awesome. In the background here, I have my statue I added to the little scene here of V from Cyberpunk 2077. It's signed by the actual voice actress, Charmy, and took it out of the box to get it signed, put it back in the box because gotta be in box. Okay, so let's see, what were we talking about earlier? Oh yeah, we were talking about procrastination. I'm really good at it. I'm the master of procrastination. As you can see by my little issues here. But right now I am going to have to kind of end it here, and we'll come back tomorrow. Yeah, we'll come back tomorrow. We'll talk more about procrastination. I actually have to cook dinner now because I just got a notification that chicken is done. I cook for my son who's autistic and everything, and I really enjoy it. I am going to be kind of off script for a while. In the following weeks, got a new job. Going to be moving to a different location in the following month. So until then, be nice to everybody, be kind, and don't get in trouble.